meeting. We have a meeting of the salary board for Cumberland County, and following that will be the Board of Commissioners meeting. Today's August 3rd, 2023, whenever 9:30 a.m. So we'll call to order the meeting of the salary board. Members present, please.
Commissioner Eichelberger.
Present.
Commissioner Fasci. I'm here. Commissioner DeFilippo.
Present.
Controller Wickham.
Here. Okay, thank you. All right, we open the floor for public comment on issues regarding salary. With anyone? Okay. On to item 4, which is the approval of the minutes of our meeting of July 20th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of July 20th.
Second. Moved and seconded. If there's no further questions, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, that brings us to item 5. We have the salary board actions.
I'll make a motion to approve the salary board actions as presented.
I second.
Moved and seconded. If there's no further questions, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, item 6 is other business. Is there anything, any non-agenda items for the salary board? See none, so I'll entertain a motion for
I'll
adjournment.
make a motion to adjourn.
Stand adjourned. Move into today's board of commissioners meeting. Asking stands. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll call meeting order and begin with roll call. Members present, please.
Commissioner Eichelberger.
Present.
Commissioner Fasci. I'm here. Commissioner DeFilippo.
Present. Okay, very good. Thank you. All right, given the change in our agenda, what we have now is public comment for any non-agenda items. Any agenda items can be addressed at the point at which they are taken up by the board. So, opportunity to open the floor, opportunity now. You're on the agenda, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to you. Okay, perfect. That's it. Sorry, that wasn't clear. Okay, any speakers? Nothing. Okay, that will move us into our consent agenda, and the Chief Clerk and COO will take.
Thank you, Commissioner. So the consent agenda are items that are considered to be routine in nature. They don't appear to be controversial. However, if anybody would request additional discussion, now would be the time to request that those items be removed from the consent agenda for discussion. Okay, hearing none, seeing none, Commissioners, agenda items 4 through 8 are in the consent agenda.
Move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
A second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. The regular agenda begins with agenda item number 9, and these are non-routine items that will be discussed individually and then acted upon. Each agenda item will be acted upon individually. And we'll start with agenda item number 9, which is also closely related to agenda item 10. We should have Rob Troxel here to discuss the letters available on Zoom. So Rob, if you'd like to start with talking about agenda item 9, which is the proposal for a letter of support for the Franklin County proposal.
Certainly. Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you for your time today and for considering our request for a letter of support. This is for the Capital Project Fund's Broadband Infrastructure Program for a letter of support to be submitted to the Pennsylvania Broadband Development Authority, offering your support for our proposed application to for a Franklin County application, which will have reach into Cumberland County, where we should be able to bring internet to approximately 870 unserved locations in Cumberland County from this bill. This is not a request for funding at all. This is merely a request for a letter of support. You have already issued one previously for our application for Cumberland County, and for that we are thankful. Tim Byler, our CEO, is also available for comment with this. The areas that will be affected or will be impacted are Hopewell Township, Shippensburg Township, and Borough and Southampton Township. So again, we are requesting a letter of support for this application.
Commissioners, do you have any questions for Rob?
To action now.
So I will move to approve the letter of support for the proposal for Franklin County submitted by Upward Broadband LLC to the Pennsylvania Broadband Development Authority.
Second. It's moved and seconded. All in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. And Rob, I believe you have an update for us on agenda item number 10, which is the related to the proposal for Perry County.
That's correct. Yes. First, thank you for your letter. We are withdrawing our request for this because the towers that we were going to put in the Perry County application, we are actually moving into the Cumberland County application. So the same areas will be impacted and will receive benefit from these. However, they will be then covered from the original letter of support that you have issued for the Cumberland application. So we are not requesting anything for Perry County application. So we're asking for this item to be tabled.
Table or just not acted on?
Just acted. Okay.
Not
Yep,
yet.
so we can.
So we skip it.
Yep.
Right.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Rob, for the information.
Okay. Thank you very much. We appreciate your time and your support.
We'll move on then to agenda item number 11, and we have Rebecca Garrick here to talk about a CDBG commercial revitalization and shop setting loan application.
Morning, Commissioners. Steve Fleming. I'm joined this morning by my business partner, Chris Patrick. We're the owners of 36 West LLC. I wanted to start by thanking you for your previous support of a acquisition loan for 36 West Main Street, which has been tenanted with Denim Coffee and Creative Designs, or Creative Grounds, the art gallery upstairs. And we're here this morning to request an additional application for a loan to acquire an adjacent property on Railroad Avenue, which will allow us to consolidate our parking facilities, retain an existing salon space, as well as bring new businesses into vacant and underutilized retail space on the first floor, as well as fit out some apartments on the second and third floor. So we appreciate your support and are here for any questions that you might have.
Have any?
Job, everything I would have said.
You can stay home.
Hasn't quite worked that way, but,
We wouldn't have gotten to see you. if-
right. 2 years ago, I was tasked to identify ripe redevelopment property prospects. And this was one of them. This one was really ripe. Railroad Flats includes 3 buildings on one property. For decades, it's been the home to Dariel Cosmetology Academy on the second floor. It was the first location of the Gingerbread Man, is now the and the original home of the now 3,000 some member Mechanicsburg Club. So a little bit of a history there. In March, as Steve mentioned, with your financing, these two were able to purchase the property at 36 West Main Street. The group was called 36 West LLC. And that's where Capital Joe Coffee had been. They closed, the owner passed away a couple of years earlier. And since then, with your help, financed Denim Coffee there on the first floor. They opened in June. And as Steve mentioned, Creative Grounds is on the second floor. And that's the first time that second floor has been used for anything other than offices or a meeting space. So it's great to add all that activity and life to our second floors in our downtown. These guys mean business pretty clearly. They get to things right away, and we appreciate that. Their plans for buying the North Railroad Avenue property are twofold: to touch up, refresh that first floor, one vacant space and one a salon space now. Salon's doing well, opened in March of 2020. And then to transform the end unit, which is along Strawberry Alley and is convenient right to the municipal parking lot there, adding a wall of windows along the side to add daylight and there. That's for ready for a restaurant and brewery. We have some possibilities there as well. And then on the upper floors, creating those residential rental units. A day doesn't go by where we don't hear something about the need for affordable housing. And that's just not buying homes. That's also the rental market as well. So here it is, an opportunity to create 4 to 5 residential units in an area that's surrounded by the amenities that people are looking for when they're trying to locate a place to live. They'll purchase the property brought to them by the Redevelopment Authority. Thank you for your support there. We have teamed with Mechanicsburg Borough, who provided a loan of $60,000 for the project. That's an exceptional amount for that loan program because this is an exceptional project. That's why we're asking for an exceptional amount from Cumberland County as well. We're calling this Project 1, which is the acquisition phase. You'd be involved in the acquisition. Project 2 follows with financing from Fulton Bank, $1.3 million to do all of the things I've already mentioned and then some, to create those additional rental units and touch up the rest of the building, make some improvements there. Both men already own and manage rental properties, have a lot of experience there, nothing new. What is new is the creation of these units and that redevelopment, which better utilizes, frankly, the whole building, which that the entire 3rd floor is nothing right now. It is simply storage, and the one building on the end is storage, and there's a lot of storage going on in this building. So they'll be cleaning that all. They'll be cleaning that all out. None of that is involved in the acquisition. They're not buying the business. No, they're not buying the contents. They're buying the real estate. As you know, we insist on improvement from top to bottom, inside and out. And these are 2 people who want to make downtown the place you choose to live while inviting new and, let's just say, younger residents to the downtown. They share our vision for the community and the downtown as well. We've long talked about a concept to make Railroad Avenue a pedestrian mall. The thinking is that might be for special events, or it might be seasonal, or it might be forever, which frankly is which I prefer. The block will soon be anchored by the Gingerbread Man and the restaurant and brewery at the other end that will help them to realize, all in a safe, very walkable neighborhood infused with a lot of investment. They have not only invested in downtown, but were smart enough to engage the community. We talked with borough staff, we talked with borough leaders, we met with the planning commission, we've had regular discussions with the downtown and other partners, all laying the groundwork to make this happen in pretty short order. The $275,000 loan that we're requesting would have a 2% interest rate that be amortized over 25 years with a balloon at 10 years. The CDBG shop setting loan would be secured by liens on the property with Fulton Bank, then Mechanicsburg Borough, and then Cumberland County, as well as personal guarantees from Fleming and Patrick and their lovely spouses. As a condition of the loan, 6 full-time or part-time positions will be created at that building within 2 years of settlement. We always appreciate your support and invite any questions that you might have. Just to point out, this is a true redevelopment project. Those don't come along every day. Really happy with that. Your approval will bring our county-supported, county financing to this project at $2.2 million in 2023. So that's pretty much what you'd expect in the most invested in county in Pennsylvania.
Okay, it's just such a nice project. It's so good to see all of these great things happening in the borough of Mechanicsburg, and this particular project I think is fantastic.
Thank you.
No other questions? We'll take a motion.
To approve the CDBG commercial revitalization shop study loan application 36 West LLC for $275,000 to acquire railroad flats at 11 North Railroad Avenue, Mechanicsburg.
A second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. If there's no further questions, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Get into the coffee shop. So your office is right there.
Yes, it is.
Have you been into the coffee shop?
I'm waiting for the brewery.
At least you didn't say you're waiting for the salon. All right. Thank you. Good luck to you.
All right, that takes us then to agenda item 12, and I'll call on Kirk Stoner to talk about the Cumberland Plans grant application for Mechanicsburg Borough. Kirk?
Good morning, Commissioners. As you're aware, the Cumberland County Planning Department has a grant program for municipalities to update their plans and ordinances. We have $50,000 available each year. The applicant pool was a little dry here for the first half of the year, and suddenly the floodgates opened. We received 2 applications. The first is for Mechanicsburg Borough for a $20,000 grant that they would match with $20,000 cash to update their 2006 comprehensive plan. So County Planning Commission had recommended approval of this grant. Staff have met with Lane Thompson, who's the new borough manager in Mechanicsburg. Great ideas. I think there's a lot of energy in Mechanicsburg right now. I think the comprehensive plan will go a long way into improving the successes they've already had.
Any questions for Kirk?
I will move to approve Mechanicsburg Borough's Cumberland Plans grant application and award recommendation by the Planning Department of $20,000.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, so Kirk is going to continue on then with agenda item 13, which, as he mentioned, is our second Cumberland Plans grant application from West Pennsboro Township.
Commissioners, this is a application from West Pennsboro Township to update the township zoning ordinance that was last completed in 2011. A lot of changes have happened in the township since then. I think there's pressures to look at their zoning ordinance to see if it still remains relevant today. They're proposing a $25,000 Cumberland Plans grant application that will be matched with $30,000 of township funding. County Planning Commission likewise recommended approval of this application.
Do we have a motion?
Yeah, move to approve West Pennsboro Township's Cumberland Plans grant application as recommended by the Planning Department in the amount of $25,000.
I second.
Okay, moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, that takes us to agenda item 14, and Kirk is going to provide an overview of the capital project request for planning and for the Commissioner's Office for a facilities master plan feasibility study.
Commissioners, as you're aware, we're undertaking a facilities master plan. We released an RFP on Penn bid that was just opened on Friday. There were 2 proposals. There was a technical proposal, which included the scope of work for the consultants to indicate how they're going to meet our project expectations and goals. And there also was a separate sealed price proposal. We have a committee of 6 folks from the facilities task force that are actively reviewing the proposals now. They're looking at just the technical proposal right now. We'll be bringing cost into that equation and review as they finish their technical proposal. We received 7 RFPs on Friday. The prices on those RFPs range from about $200,000 to $1.1 million. The request today before the commissioners is for $1.1 million. That's the high end. That consultant may not be selected, but we wanted to make sure that we had the bounds covered for the capital request to make sure that the high end was covered by the request. As we work through the selection process with the committee, there's going to be a lot of interaction then with the board to make sure that you're comfortable with the scope of work, the consultant, before we finalize a price on this. So I think this sets the stage for what's going to happen in the future and establishes an upward boundary on the amount of money allocated to the project, but the actual price of the facilities master plan is yet to be determined as we go through the review process and then ultimate negotiation of the contract.
Kirk, did we anticipate such a broad range of possible responses? That's pretty remarkable.
It is, Gary, and that was something we had discussed as a committee of, do we want to put a budget in the RFP? We shied away from putting a budget in the RFP because we felt like then everybody will shoot to the number of whatever we put out there. So there's a variety of approaches here. I took a quick look at them. I think there's a winner in the bunch. So while we have a wide range, I think on the lower end, there's 1 or 2 that are around that. There's a lot in the middle too, that I think we can find a reasonable project cost. Maybe it is the high one here at 1.1 million. We don't know yet. But I think we wanted to make sure that we saw a scope of work that was original. It was intentional to meet our project goals and objectives and not just to meet a project budget, which I think some of the consultants would have found high and very enticing.
Okay, thank you. Makes sense. Okay, any other questions?
So Keith, if I'm understanding this correctly, we're saying a total project cost of 1.1 million, but it could be less, but it won't be more.
Right.
Okay, and then we'll come back again to vote on the winner.
The engaged, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I will move to approve the capital project request for the Commissioner's Office and Planning to do a facilities master plan feasibility study with a total project cost of $1.1 million.
Second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. All in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Kirk. All right. That takes us to agenda item 15, and we have Justin Miller online with us to discuss the donation from Keep Pennsylvania Beautiful. Good morning.
Good morning, all. If you recall, late last year, we agreed to take over responsibilities for the Cumberland County chapter of Keep Pennsylvania Beautiful. Previously was run by a group of volunteers. They had what was called an affiliate fund, which consisted of donations that was managed by Keep Pennsylvania Beautiful. We are more than capable of managing that fund ourselves, so they would like to transfer that affiliate fund over to us. So asking for your permission to receive that donation of donations.
Any questions for Justin?
Move to approve a donation for recycling and waste from Keep Pennsylvania Beautiful in the amount of $1,135.92.
I second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Agenda item 16, Justin is going to be discussing this one as well, and this is for a grant application. Take it away.
Yeah, this is our standard forms for our household hazardous waste events. This is for the June 2023 event. Once again, it consists of a record of operations, which lets DEP know how many customers we had and the total weight, which was 336 customers, dropped off 33,025 pounds of material. The second form is the actual application for reimbursement. The numbers for the event played out this way. Total eligible costs were $30,000 or $30,038.43. We took in $16,836.10 in fees, which makes us eligible for $13,202.33 in grant reimbursement from DEP.
Any questions for Justin?
I will move to approve the PA DEP Household and Small Business Pollution Prevention Reimbursement Grant application of $13,202.03 for recycling and waste.
Second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. All in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Justin. We now have Nancy Conklin online to discuss agenda item 17, which is contracts for aging and community services. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. I have the following contracts to present today. America's Home Health Services. This agency will provide personal care and home support to our eligible consumers in our options program. Central Pennsylvania Food Bank. This is an addendum to distribute additional funds for the 2022-2023 fiscal year for food purchased by the food pantries for the state food purchase program. I have the following four agencies: Everlasting Miracles, Blessed Hearts Home Care Agency, Griswold Home Care, and Traditional Home Care. These agencies will provide personal care and home support to eligible consumers in our options program. Community Cares. This is an addendum to distribute additional funds for the 2022-2023 fiscal year for emergency shelter services provided. Contact Helpline. This is also an addendum to distribute additional funds for the 2022-2023 fiscal year for information and referral services provided. Domestic Violence. This is an addendum to distribute additional funds for the 2022-2023 fiscal year for emergency shelter services provided. Maranatha Carlisle. This is an addendum to distribute additional funds for the 2022-2023 fiscal year for financial case management services provided. And finally, Messiah Lifeways Community Support Services. This is an addendum to increase the rate to provide adult daycare services effective July 1st, 2023.
Any questions for Nancy?
Okay, so we're looking for approval of the contract.
I move to approve the contracts and contract addendums as noted in agenda item 17.
I second.
Okay, moved and seconded. There's no further questions. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you, Nancy. Okay, agenda item 18 is contracts for children and youth services. And we have Jamie Ryder on the line to discuss. Good morning, Jamie.
Morning, everyone. The first contract I have is the Children's Home of Pittsburgh. They provide foster care services for us. There were no increases to their programs this year. However, we did add a new level of care for medically needy children. The second one is Justice Works Youth Care Corporation. They provide truancy, parenting, and in-home family services. They did combine one of their programs that used to be 3 levels. They combined that now to just be 1 level. And then they are requesting increases between 6.04 and 7.77%, citing increase in staff salaries and trainings, as well as attention to staff retention and recruitment. And they've also developed a training department that will actually affect us positively by expanding their research-based services. The second one is Diversified Treatment Alternative Centers. They provide institution-based services for youth needing specialized intervention due to post-traumatic, criminal, antisocial, prematurely sexualized, deviant, and/or chemically impaired maladaptive behaviors. They are asking for significant increases ranging from 29.31% to 61.29%. However, this is a very specialized program and we do not heavily use it. The increase is due to staff wages and overall operating costs, providing more strict staff ratio than what the state is actually requiring, and to obtain specialized certification and training for their employees. And they also provide psychiatric services to all of the clients, regardless of their funding source. The fourth one, I guess, Catholic Charities of the Diocese of Harrisburg. They provide 1 level of specialized foster care for us. They are requesting a 32% increase to that. However, they are citing that they are increasing the program, increasing salaries for staff, employee benefit increases, increase to property and liability insurance. They have not had an increase since we started contracting with them, and they are also increasing their foster parent payments. Next one is Jewish Family Services of Greater Harrisburg. They provide foster care services. We added an additional level of foster care services with them this year. They're also asking for increases between 22.35 and 26.73%, but they're actually all still less than the state maximum approved amounts. They're indicating they are increasing staff salaries, reimbursements, and health insurance. They increase the amount of staff that they have and have brought in more foster families. And they are providing an increase also to their foster care payments due to increasing cost to take care of the youth. The next one is A Second Chance Incorporated. This is a new foster care provider that was specifically sought out by our child matching services through SWAN, and they are comparable to other foster care agencies. And this particular program is going to be used for just 1 youth. Next one is PA Child Corporation. They also provide foster care services. We added 2 new levels of foster care this year, and they are increasing their rates by 3% due to an increase in the foster parent per diem that is paid daily. Next one is Diacon Child, Family, and Community Ministries. They provide both foster care and in-home services. They've worked with us over the years to modify and create programs to meet our needs. They are requesting minimal increases ranging from 1.04% to 5%. Again, citing wage increases, increase to medical benefit costs, liability insurance, And a big chunk is due to staff training, providing trauma-focused and evidence-based program trainings for their staff. Next is Preventative Aftercare Incorporated. They provide in-home and visitation services. They actually restructured their rates for this year. They used to bill on a daily per diem, and after many years of requesting, they billed per service hour. They did switch to that for this fiscal year, so they just changed the rate structure. Families United Network Incorporated, they provide foster care and group home services. They are requesting increases ranging from 0.8% to 4.81%. They are increasing their foster parent per diems by $2 per day, and they've increased their salaries for staff. They also added 4 different positions due to their growing needs and to improve their service delivery. Next is Perseus House. They provide shelter and group home services. We did add a transitional living program for older youth in this year's contract, and they are requesting an increase of 4.4% and 0.91% to their other 2 programs due to overall operating costs. Last one is George Junior Republic in Pennsylvania. They provide residential, institutional, and secure detention services, and they are a certified specialized setting provider. We are adding the secure detention to the program or to the contract this year, which is a significant need across the state. They are requesting increases ranging from 4.57% to 38.14%. However, all of their requests bring them up to at or below the state maximum allowable. They are indicating that they are recruiting and retaining well-qualified staff. They've implemented a fully integrated electronic health record system. And in order to maintain their specialized setting certification, they have to go through several facility upgrades and additional staff training and certifications. Any questions?
I'm going to move to approve the contracts for children and youth services as listed on agenda item 18.
Second.
Moved and seconded. No further questions. All in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you.
Okay, agenda item number 19 is contracts for the district attorney / FID, and we've got Eric Radnovich online to discuss.
Good morning, Commissioners. You have 2 contracts before you from the DA's office. Number 1 is for Thermo Scientific North America for $95,144.02. That is to cover all the scientific instruments in the laboratory. That's a consolidation of all of our previous contracts, and it represents a 5% decrease as we consolidated all the contracts and put them under one. And the second contract is for Patty Sharkey for $50 an hour. It's an as-need contract for latent fingerprint examination work.
Any questions for Eric?
Yeah. Eric, you said this is a contract decrease, correct?
Correct. The overall, it's a 5% decrease because we added multiple instruments to the contract and consolidated under one. So instead of splitting it up over several, we have under one umbrella now.
I don't doubt you, but at least in my opinion, that's not clearly defined here in the document I have.
Okay.
Yeah, Eric, would you just, if you have multiple contracts that are being consolidated, would you just send me an email that provides the combined previous amounts for those contracts? I think that would be very helpful, just for us to
Sure.
have for
Sure, I'm happy to do so.
Commissioners, it's your choice. If you wanted to act today, we could certainly, if you'd like that additional information, we could add this to the finance meeting on Wednesday.
We can make a motion contingent.
Yes, you may.
If that's okay with the board, I'll make a motion that we approve the contracts for district attorney, FID as listed, Thermo Electron, North America, addendum, contingent on receiving requested paperwork and documentation, and also for Patricia Sharp. No, we didn't get, and for, did we talk about that?
Mhm.
and for Patricia Sharkey as noted.
I second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Okay, that takes us then to agenda item 20, and Ryan Simon is joining us online to discuss the contracts for drug and alcohol. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning. The Center for Behavioral Health, Discovery House CC, and Diacon provide outpatient services for us, and we are increasing the individual outpatient rates across all of our outpatient providers. Bowling Green Inn Brandywine provides inpatient services for us. They're asking for a 10% and 8% increase. Pyramid Healthcare, they're asking for increases ranging from 24% to 6%. Their CFO said that a number of their services are seeing some major impacts from salary increases. They also had a number of their insurances, cyber insurance and a couple other ones had some pretty major increases. We're also looking to add the York location. They provide withdrawal management and regular inpatient services for men. Malvern Institute, they're looking for increases between 12% and 2%. And again, those increases are mainly driven by salary increases. We're also looking to add the 3.5 enhanced and the 3.7 intensive inpatient services at their Malvern location. And finally is Here Incorporated. They are a halfway house provider. They're asking for 20 and 19% increases. Those increases, again, are due to salaries.
Any questions for Ryan?
I will move to approve the contracts for drug and alcohol as listed on agenda item 20.
Second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. All in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Thanks, Ryan. Next, we have contracts for MHIDD. We've got Sue Carbaugh joining us on the line to discuss. Morning, Sue.
Good morning. So we will start with the IDD contracts. They are all new for fiscal year 23-24. I would just like to start by saying that we start our contracts based on the services the provider did last year. So you're going to see some decreases in the information that you have received, but we will amend the contracts as we need to for adding services. So the first contract is Ahead Incorporated. They provide supported employment services. They have a slight decrease to start. We have Alma Healthcare LLC doing business as med staffers. They are providing in-home and community supports. They also have a decrease to start. Aspirations LLC provides behavioral support and psychological evaluations for us. They have an increase of $1,500 and some dollars. Bloom Human Services LLC. They provide companion services and in-home and community supports. They have an increase of $11,698. York County Transportation Authority doing business as Rabbit Transit. It's for transportation services, of course. It's a decrease of $14,080. Riverside Associates, behavioral support for the services they provide. It's a decrease of $2,000. United Cerebral Palsy of Central PA Incorporated. They have residential homes, they have community rehabilitation, they have respite. There's a decrease of $70,103 to start. Redevelopment Authority of the County of Cumberland, family support, rent assistance, is a decrease of $5,000. PA Life Sharing LLC, They provide companion services and in-home and community supports. It's a decrease of $25,802. One Well LLC, they provide in-home and community supports, an increase of $5,098. Ken Crest Services Incorporated, community participation support and residential services, slight increase or slight decrease of $1,878. Hempfield Behavioral Health Incorporated, they provide community participation support, the decrease of $14,146. The Arc of Cumberland and Perry Counties, they provide residential services, family education, in-home and community supports, and older adult day rehabilitation, CPS, supported employment. They have a slight decrease, or they have a decrease of $22,173. Harrisburg Home Health Holdings, doing business as Angels on Call, are for companion services, a decrease of $4,245. And Sandra L. Bowen, she is our family support independent living specialist. It's a decrease of $1,500. The next 4 contracts are early intervention contracts. The first contract, potentiality therapy services, it's a renewal for fiscal year 23-24. It's a decrease of $11,346. Aspirations LLC, it's an amendment for fiscal year 22-23, an increase of $43,437 for occupational physical speech therapies, special instruction. Early bird therapy is a new renewal for fiscal year 23-24, decrease of $23,638, also for occupational physical and speech therapies and special instruction. And pediatric therapy specialist of South Central PA is an amendment for 22-23. It's an increase of $5,197 for occupational physical and speech therapies and special instruction. And the last contract is for mental health. It's Living in Unlimited Incorporated. It is for family support services. And it is an increase this year of $3,584. Any questions?
Move to approve the contracts from HIDD as listed.
I second.
Okay, moved and seconded. All in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Sue.
Yep.
That takes
Thank you.
22, and we have Robert Garner joining us to discuss the contract addendum for ERP.
Good morning, Commissioners. This BSI contract is for the annual renewal of the BSI Tax Factory software used with Lawson to calculate payroll taxes. We are reporting 1,166 employees to BSI, which translates to an annual cost of $7,284.83 for this support period. Their support fee increase for 2023-2024 is 7%. But since we dropped the number of paid employees by 214, the actual increase is 2.7% or $195.32.
Any questions for Robert?
I will move to approve the Business Software Inc. contract addendum for ERP as discussed.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. All in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
Okay, that takes us to agenda item 23. We have Claudia Garner online to discuss the contract continuation for public safety. Morning, Claudia.
Morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Public Safety is seeking your approval for the annual computer-aided dispatch, known as CAD, maintenance through our current vendor, Intergraph Corporation, doing business as Hexagon, in the amount of $287,615.64. This is an increase of $21,313 from last year. So while this looks like an 8% increase, it can be explained in that it is the anticipated 5% increase each year, along with an increase due to the additional scope of work for the maintenance of a few more interfaces that were implemented with the various systems. The CAD system is vendor specific in terms of maintenance for it, making this a sole source vendor. Our tech team has been very pleased with the customer service thus far, and our staff in the 911 center continues to use the system and find it a very workable solution for processing emergency calls. If you have any questions, let me know. And if not, we ask for your motion to renew the maintenance contract as proposed with Intergraph for September 1 of 23 through August 31 of 24.
Move to approve the Intergraph Corporation doing business as Hexagon contract continuation for public safety in the amount of $287,615.64.
I second.
Okay, seconded, all in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, agenda item 24, we have Bethany Cesarulo with us to discuss the EIGP grant application and also grant acceptance request.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is the election integrity grant that we applied for last year. They're allowing us to apply for it again this year. The amount will be $931,154.53. And this will be used to pay for various election administration expenses and supplies, as well as payment of staff that help us on election day.
I will move to approve the EIGP grant application and grant acceptance of $931,154.53.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
So closely related to agenda item 24 is the next agenda item. And Bethany will sort of give us an overview of how the electronic system works, which will explain why she is requesting authorization to submit the grant application and then execute contract documents in conjunction with solicitor review. Bethany?
Yes, so I would ask that you would give me that approval to do that because they give us a whole 2 weeks to apply and get the whole process done, which obviously doesn't give us a lot of wiggle room. And also we'll need to apply electronically through DCED. So I'll have to do that process, obviously with the solicitor's help, and then get your approvals and signatures after the fact. So.
This will be grant money?
Yes.
It will be. Why do we have it listed as general fund source of revenue?
No, I think that was corrected on the form to state grant. Is your copy not corrected?
No, it's not.
Yeah, that should be the copy that was in the packet. I apologize if it was not. But yeah, it's not general fund. It's state grant money.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for Bethany or?
Make a motion to authorize Bethany Cesarulo to submit the EIGP grant application and to execute contract documents in conjunction with solicitor review.
I second.
Okay, moved and seconded, all in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Carries.
All right, and I think Bethany is competing with Kirk for the number of agenda items today. She has the next agenda item, which is a capital project request. So go ahead, Bethany.
So this is actually a previous capital request from last year in August to purchase 15 additional Excel voting machines and also 2 950 scanners for our absentee and mail-in ballots. We did purchase the 15 Excel voting machines, but we were unable to purchase the 950 scanners until the state certified the new election management software. So we've sort of been on hold since last year. They have approved the upgraded software from election systems and software. So we are able to purchase the scanners now. However, just like everything else, the cost has gone up now. So I am asking for an additional $30,000 to be able to purchase the 950 scanners.
Any questions for Bethany?
I will move to approve the revised capital project request for elections for voting equipment with a total project cost of $497,595.
Second.
Seconded, any other questions? I have one, Bethany. So the cost, about the cost increase, is that the list cost of what they're charging all counties?
Yes.
We're not getting slammed because we're on the hook.
No, no.
Okay.
No, this is the.
All right. All right. We have motion and a second. All in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay. That takes us then to agenda item 27, and we've got our coroner, Charlie Hall, here to discuss the capital project request for the coroner's office.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is the replacement of a vehicle in accordance with the county's 5-year vehicle fleet management program. In specific, it is our 2015 Chevy Suburban. This was actually scheduled to be replaced 2 years ago, but because of COVID and availability of vehicles, we held off until now. And the total cost of the project is $92,153. That includes all the emergency equipment, radio installation, and so forth in the new vehicle. It is a four-wheel drive pickup crew cab vehicle.
Any questions?
Charlie, what's happening with this Suburban?
Well, it's got almost 100,000 miles on it now, so it's due to be replaced in accordance with the 5-year fleet management program the county adopted a few years ago.
Have you discussed?
Are we keeping it or are we trading it in?
Well, we can do either. If the county can use it somewhere, we can certainly give it to, fleet man or, facilities management or whoever needs it. So, or we can trade it in. We can research trading it in. I'm not sure how much we'll get on a trade, but.
Have you talked with Brent about the plans for the vehicle?
Yeah, he wanted to know if we were going to sell it or keep it or whatever. And I told him we didn't know yet. We can explore all those options.
So he doesn't know of any obvious need in an existing department for it.
Correct.
So
he didn't indicate anything.
Okay. All right.
This is a vehicle with 100,000 miles on it.
The one we're replacing, yes.
I just am so interested in. I'd like a little more information on this 5-year fleet management plan because we have vehicles showing up here with 200,000 miles on them when they're replaced.
Well, the county adopted this plan. I'm not sure how many, 3 or 4 years
Hey,
ago.
why don't you talk about the towing? I think that's probably why there is a difference in number of miles. Or I know Brent has the next agenda item. He might have
fill in some blanks on this.
But does this vehicle, is it used for the Suburban? Is it used for any towing?
No.
Oh, it is not. I'm sorry.
No.
The vehicle that you're purchasing will. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I misunderstood.
Yes.
We met at the capital project meeting. Okay.
This will give us the capability of towing what we need to tow.
Okay, so the one you have right now you can't do
Doesn't
that.
tow. I mean, I can tow with it, but I can't tow anything big with it, so.
Okay.
Brent, did you have anything to add? Sorry to put you on the spot, but I'm putting you on the spot.
Well, I think this is really as a change of use of vehicle for Charlie. Right now, that vehicle the Suburban they're getting rid of can only haul a certain amount of equipment. They've added quite a bit of equipment over the last 2 years that Charlie would like to carry with him. And so I think the heavier vehicle will allow him to do that. So I would look at this more so as a change of use.
Yeah, specifically, some of the equipment, we bought the barriers to shield the public's view from fatal crashes and so forth. And they are quite heavy, and it's pretty heavy in the back of that Suburban to be towing it around, so.
So should the paperwork be amended then to reflect that this is a change in use? Because this says it's being purchased in accordance with the 5-year fleet management plan.
That's up to you, I mean.
Because my concern is, 100,000 miles nowadays is nothing.
Right.
Depending on what it's being used for, an 8-year-old vehicle. Brent, do you see this vehicle as being in good shape that we can use it for other purposes in the county? And if you don't know, that's
Yeah, I honestly, Vince, cannot answer that. I did not research this vehicle closely, so I don't know the condition of it. So I can't honestly answer you.
all right.
I would be glad to research that and get back to you though, for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
It's up to the board.
I would be interested in tabling it.
Is that a motion? Is that a motion?
I'm happy to move to table the capital project request for the coroner's office to replace a vehicle with a total project cost of $92,153, pending further investigation by Mr. Durham.
Just to make a note, the ordering window for the vehicle opened sooner than they expected. And as soon as it's full, they close it. So if we're gonna have the ability to order this vehicle, we need to know pretty soon, so.
So what's the time frame?
Well, the dealer told us to let him know if it was approved today so he could get it ordered, but, you know, because the window wasn't supposed to open till September the 1st, but it's open now, so. Now, when they order so many vehicles, the window's full, they won't order anymore, so.
You could review this at finance next week?
Yeah, Brent, do you think you'll have enough time
Yes.
to the vehicle before the finance meeting? Do you think a week?
Hopefully.
Okay.
You okay with that, Brent?
I am, yes.
All right.
Okay, so we have the motion. We didn't vote on this yet. We didn't vote.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. I do have an additional question after we vote. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. So my question is more general. So we've moved this back for 2 years. I believe you stated because of COVID. So.
Well, vehicle availability, when it was actually in accordance with the 5-year fleet management plan, the vehicle availability wasn't there.
Okay, so does that mean the entire replacement plan is moving, or are all of these moving by 2 years, or is it just this one? And
I think it was just this one because the vehicles are now more readily available. If you can order them in time, so.
Okay, all right, so this actually just puts us back on the original schedule. Is that right, Brent?
Yes, I think that's correct.
All right, that's good. Thank you.
So I think I just want to clarify a comment I made earlier, because I think that will, some of that information will help on Wednesday for a final decision. So the Suburban is used to carry the barriers.
And other equipment,
Okay.
Other crime scene processing.
Okay, I think just understanding like what additional weight. I was thinking they were towed, but I think they're loaded into the Suburban.
Correct.
So I think just the additional weight that is carried in that Suburban, I think would just be helpful information
Yes.
to have.
I mean, the weight bags that hold the barriers in place when you're out on the road, you know, so the wind don't blow them over and so forth. They're quite heavy.
Okay, so yeah, I think just like having some of the specs available next Wednesday, I think would be good.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that takes us to agenda item 28. And as I've mentioned, Brent had the next agenda item, so I'll call on him to discuss the capital project request for facilities management.
Yeah, good morning. This capital request is in the amount of $290,000. It is to replace and repair various county roofs. We would like to begin with the replacement of the DRO roof. This is a ballasted rubber roof that's getting close to end of life. We're beginning to see some water ponding, some flashings coming loose, some laps starting to roll. These are all telltale signs that problems are in our near future. I'd like to get this roof replaced before leaks occur that could potentially damage the underlayment, which would significantly increase the project cost. The historic jail is the other building we propose to do some roofing work at. There are quite a few different sections of roofing at this building. The sections range in age from just a few years old to 35 years old. We're planning to target for repair or replacement the oldest of the rubber roof sections there. The proposal is to use $78,000 of general fund money and $212,000 from the county ARP grant towards this capital project. Any questions?
To approve the capital project request for facilities management for various roofing projects with a total project cost of $290,000.
I second.
Okay, moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Carries.
Thanks, Brent.
Thank you.
Agenda item 29 is our last capital project request. That's for the Bethany Terry's office. We have Juliana Richmond online to discuss.
Good morning, Commissioners. The Prothonotari's office is seeking to replace 6 workstations for staff members and 2 larger workstations for the first and second deputy. Our current workstations don't provide adequate functional workspace and they are deteriorating in condition. They're splintering, they have loose drawer handles and drawers that don't open. We're also looking to update our passport processing station with 2 tables and 4 chairs, as well as 3 stools for the public to use at our public computer terminals. The updates will allow the office to function more efficiently, provide a cohesive and professional appearance, and also allow for ADA compliant walkways throughout the office. So these requested updates come at a cost of $31,980.
Any questions?
I will move to approve the capital project request for the Prothonotari's office for staff workstations with a total project cost of $31,980.
This is for 8 staff members, so I'm assuming it's 8 desks.
Yes, 8 desks. And 2 tables, 7 chairs.
Second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. Any further questions? If not, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Juliana. All right, that takes us to agenda item 30, which is Commissioner's liaison reports, and I'll start by calling on Commissioner Eichelberg.
Okay, all I have is the recycling and waste authority. The next event is the household hazardous waste event. Another one of those coming up on August 19th. It's about 2 weeks away. Plenty of openings for registration. Remember that it operates on a pre-registration basis. You only get a rush toward the end, but anybody who wants to reserve a spot, call or register online. Thank you. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Fauci.
Well, I would remind everyone to use the Cumberland County Library System. Summer is coming to an end. My kids are on the countdown to August 27th. So if you're going to read some books, squeeze them in. And remember, tutor.com is ready for you at any point in time when you need some help with homework. The only thing I have to report is on the 27th of July, Kirk Stoner and I went to the Cat Rabbit Transit Summit over on Cameron Street, and Rich Farr gave a very nice overview of upgrades and what he believes a new building will look like and some efficiencies in our public transit system. With the real point of it being that there will be lots of really nice federal infrastructure money coming in, and we will all be asked for letter support as well as a county contribution.
Commissioner DiFilippo.
Yes, Aging Advisory Board did not meet in July. The Conservation District met this past Tuesday. I think the report that Carl Goshorn and Vince McCollum did yesterday far exceed anything I could report. So I'll let that speak for itself. The Housing and Redevelopment Authority met on July 20th. They made nominations and approvals of officers for Redevelopment Authority. Chairman would be Lewis Martin. Excuse me. Yes, the Redevelopment Authority. Vice Chairman Mark Bishop, Deborah Kelly, Treasurer, Marlene Palmer, Assistant Secretary, and Candace Hall, Secretary. For the Housing Authority, Chairman will be Mark Bishop, Vice Chairman Lewis Martin, Treasurer Deborah Kelly, Assistant Secretary Marlene Palmer, and Secretary Mary Kuno. The board did take action regarding county
ERAP money. The amendment, the agreement had to be amended because we returned $6 million to DHS and kept $2 million for affordable housing. That is all that I have.
Thank you, Commissioner. I would like to report that executive sessions were held on July 27th at 9:30 a.m. and also on July 31st at 1:30 p.m. regarding personnel. And I'll ask if there is any other business to come before the board today.